Okay, so here we go. Finally, Bharat Mata ki jai. Purve na. Bolle amader ticket purve amra dhore na. So basically, Trisha was trying to exercise her football skills to ensure that ahead of the France-Spain match, we are also ready with our football, because as you can hear, the dhol, dhal, everything has started here at Edgbaston. Finally, the jinx has been broken, and it has been broken courtesy a brilliant innings by Shubman Gill.
Yeah.
Yes, Akshar Patel with his all-round brilliance, but it was Shubman Gill's innings that negotiated the Jofra Archer and Josh Tongue spell, and I thought that kind of closed it. Congratulations. That's what I thought was absolutely essential for India. Nothing to take away from Akshar Patel. Important contribution from Washington Sundar with the bat. But it was Shubman Gill and to an extent Shreyas Iyer with that partnership between Gill and Iyer who actually helped India win this one. I think India is a better one-day side compared to this England one. I think they will close it out at Cardiff. It could well be 3-0
3-0, yeah.
Yeah, because I didn't think the English team looked the part. The moment
especially the batting,
batting plus also the moment you take Archer out of it. I didn't think Sam Curran looked threatening. Josh Tongue, couple of balls. But other than that, maybe Gus Atkinson was a mistake on the part of the English that they did not play an extra pace bowler. But I don't see with this team they beat India with the kind of experience. Rohit didn't perform, KL didn't perform, Virat didn't perform. Even then, it was quite an easy canter from India. Okay, let's start with Gill. Your thoughts on the pure class that Shubman Gill exhibited?
Absolutely. I think, one of the pulls that we were talking about, the cover drive, just poetry in motion as much as, he reminded me the last match that I had seen of Shubman Gill in Edgbaston was the 200. And to be fair, it seemed like he has carried that form here, which is not even possible. So I think he showed his class, he showed his maturity also, Boryada. I thought when initially, the ball was doing a bit, Archer was steaming in, a Gill of the younger version would have gone for a few of the shots up in the air, which I thought he was playing very consciously in the gap, and also the rotating of the strike. I thought that the way he paced his innings took the game completely mentally away from England as well, and that's why when he retired hurt as well, it did not hurt India much.
Agreed. And in fact, some stadiums kind of make players.
Correct.
Adelaide, Virat Kohli. Virat Kohli would want to take Adelaide with him wherever he goes. Sachin Tendulkar, Sydney
Grass
Cricket Ground.
of Adelaide?
Yes, Adelaide, Sachin Tendulkar, Sydney Cricket Ground, you would call it the Sachin Cricket Ground. And Birmingham is Shubman Gill. I actually asked him this question in the press conference, and he says the moment I walk in to this stadium, it kind of evokes memories. It gives me this feeling that I can do the job in this ground. So that's Shubman Gill's thing as far as Edgbaston is concerned. And he looked the leader. Last year in this ground, Shubman Gill, the red ball leader, was born after that loss in Leeds. And I would say this time round, as far as this series is concerned, I would say the white ball leader in Shubman Gill will possibly take center stage. I actually want to make a controversial point here. I think Shubman Gill with this class is actually necessary in India's T20 team in challenging conditions. Exactly. In Pata wickets, he's not needed. Abhishek Sharma, Suryavanshi, Sanju Samson,
they will hit every ball out of the park.
They'll hit every ball out of the park, which Gill can't. But the moment conditions become challenging, I don't think Sanju Samson or Vaibhav Suryavanshi in current form or in current technique or potential has that ability. He has left the back end. I'll switch. So I think in difficult conditions, I'm not talking about conditions like in India. No, I'm talking about tough conditions. I think Shubman Gill is necessary for India's T20. I don't think Sanju Samson has the skill. Maybe the skill, but not the technique to last out against quality fast bowling. I think Vaibhav Suryavanshi is unidimensional, tries to hit every ball. Does it work? At least now, he will mature.
If he matures and adds to the game.
Of course. I mean, and he will. He's 15 years old. Abhishek Sharma, so far what we have seen, has been suspect against the short ball. Shubman Gill, like that Virat Kohli innings in Barbados in that World Cup final. I think this class that we have seen in overseas conditions, you need one batter of that caliber.
Absolutely, I agree with you. And because we are speaking of Rohit and Kohli, we have to touch that point. Boryaga, do you see? First, let's go with Rohit. There were a few plays and misses. There were a few good, one or two good shots as well. We are very quick to judge, not we per se, the fans. So there's already this jump of, oh, they did not score. One more game that they did not score. What do you think of Rohit? I'll go to Kohli after that.
Look, we've got to be honest here. Rohit did not look brilliant in the time that he spent in Greece. Against Jofra Archer, couple of plays and misses. But then, when you compare it with the Jacob Bethel and Ben Duckett against a Jasprit Bumrah, they could have been out 20 times in the first 5-6 overs. Now, when you compare that and you say English conditions, a Jofra Archer and a Josh Tongue steaming in, you will play and miss. You will get beaten.
Yeah.
It is about temperament. Rohit stuck in and played that good shot, and just when he was about to kind of looking okay, now he's getting it. The shot was a poor one.
Yeah.
I've got absolutely no qualms in saying that the shot that Rohit played, he himself will say it was a silly shot. Coming down the track, trying to hoik, much like that World Cup final shot against Travis Head. That went square towards point. Beyond that, this went towards mid-off. It was a rubbish shot. But are we to judge after one game? No. And was he kind of getting into the groove for against Archer when he hit that boundary and that couple of runs? I think he was actually getting into groove. It was a bad shot. Imagine this: 7 overs of Josh Tongue and Jofra Archer.
Yeah.
India had raced to 40 for no loss.
Yes.
And when Sam Curran came in, now don't tell me Sam Curran's pace will beat Rohit. No. It was not Jofra Archer's 150.
Yeah.
It was not Josh Tongue's 145, 50. It was Sam Curran. So Sam Curran was a kind of a release shot that, okay, the pressure has gone.
Yeah.
I'll dance down the track and take him on. I don't think it was necessary. So it was a bad
I think
shot.
he went to dominate Sam Curran and ended up throwing his wicket away. With Kohli, went so much across the line, Muryaada, especially after hitting that boundary. And then I don't know why did he move so much. He didn't need to. But that's one part of the question. The other side is, I'll take you to the first innings and Kohli's fielding. Now, talk about the guy's fitness.
I mean, unbelievable. Did you see the anticipation? He's getting from one position to other, with one hand.
Yeah.
With that level of anticipation that he was showing. He stopped three boundaries. Three certain boundaries. I mean, I've got nothing to say about Virat, because one innings, that was a peach of a delivery from Jofra Archer, and Jofra Archer will get wickets in these conditions. Whether it is
the only bowler that England has, even Josh Tongue is not good enough, to be honest.
he didn't look good enough. He was good in Test cricket. He was good in the T20 series, but today Josh Tongue didn't look the part.
Even in Test cricket, if you go back and think of this, it's not like Josh Tongue was getting those oohs and ahs every ball at all. It's just few balls that he bowls well.
Against India, he did not bowl well. But over the last 1 year, you have to say Josh Tongue has improved quite a bit.
Yes.
But in that last year series against India, Josh Tongue was all over the place. In the T20 series against India, he was good. He was very good. But that is because we were playing unidimensional shots. See, same short ball outside off. People are slashing, and that's why I made the point about Shubman Gill. But moving on, Shreyas Iyer did not look convincing, but stayed out
Played
there.
Played an important innings, and a lot must have been racing to his mind. But প্রচন্ড আওয়াজ হচ্ছে because প্রচন্ড হাওয়া দিচ্ছে. We can't help. And this will happen because look, I'll explain the whole thing to you. And you cannot save it from any mic. This is the mic, right? And if we have to talk here, we have to put it like this. If it's like this, the wind is hitting here. That's the racism.
যেটা করা যাবে না ভাই, সেটা তো ভেবে লাভ নেই। মানে হাওয়াটা কি করে আটকাবো? হাওয়াটা আটকানোর মতন কোনো মেকানিজম আমাদের কাছে নেই। কি বলে DJI, XI, BI, this is the best microphone.
This is the best microphone and
available.
A very costly microphone, noise cancellation আছে, সবই আছে, আর ওই আর কি। But
Shreyas Iyer's innings is what we were discussing. You go ahead with that.
Yeah, so with Shreyas, I thought, when he came out to bat, he was not at all looking convincing. In fact, he was rather looking jaded, I would say. But the fact that he stayed there and, he fought it out is a typical one-day innings. In the longer format, you have to fight it out. Unlike T20s.
Someone is asking, Abhishek Sinha, rather point, very concerned with Shubman's injury record. Dengue in 23, injury in Kolkata Test, Afghanistan series, now again very fragile. Long-term captaincy?
If Sophie Molinu can, then Shubman Gill can for sure. My God, no. I understand what you're saying, but he's a two format captain, so I don't think it will be a huge problem. And by the way, today he isn't injured. Let's make that clear first of all. He's cramping up, and I think Rohit also was saying this, that in this weather, why is he cramping up? It is not hot here,
but it's dry.
But it's very dry.
Of course.
Yeah. That's why England is a bit of a problem as far as cramps are concerned.
I mean, if you see in my case, because of the dust, and I'm getting that allergy. I was sneezing in the press box. I had to take my seds in because the dryness of the whole thing. It's not hot, but it's dry. It's absolutely dry. Who's this? Animation Adventures 25. Boria sir, is injured or just cramps?
Just cramps. Just
cramps. But I've also sent a message to Moulin Parekh. And he said at the end of the game, which is now, we will give you an update on Shubman Gill, because I've already said, and he said, I'm speaking to the team and getting back. So this is Moulin Parekh that, post game, he will update us. Post game that he will give you the update straight up. So that's the Indian media manager. Animation Adventures. Let's try to take as many questions as we can. Tell us about Washi. Proved his place in the side. Not
proved.
I mean,
not proved.
Look, I will say this. Yes, it was an important innings. Don't take anything away from Washington Sundar. Played an important innings, but the chase of 258 would actually have been a chase of 220 had Kuldeep Yadav played. Couple of wickets by Kuldeep Yadav doesn't get England to 258. And then when you're talking 258 down to 220, 160 for 4, it's 55-60 runs. Anyone, Shivam Dube was also there, would have come and scored. So, yes, important innings of 50, and that last shot got him that 50. Not taking away anything that you've scored a gritty 50, but does that justify leaving Kuldeep Yadav out? I still have my issues that you are actually leaving out a match winner and going in with someone who you're actually not bowling 10 overs, or you don't have the confidence to bowl 10 overs. Sure, Shivam Dube bowled 6, Washington Sundar bowled 4. So has he done enough to justify? We've got to give him a few more games to play like this. If he continues with his batting form like this in an all-round manner in Cardiff at Lord's, then absolutely one has to say that, you know what, Washington Sundar is now finally justifying. But one game, I don't think we should jump gun. We have this problem of jumping the gun and making
one game this side, one game that side.
Okay, let's take more. Trisha can take this. I don't believe in 3-format concept. Player plays 3 formats. Considering the international calendar, it is hard to play without taking a long break from a format. Freaking awesome.
Yeah, I completely agree. I also feel that it's very difficult for 3-format players, because then you also have IPL, you have other tournaments to play, you have a domestic season, and especially longer formats are more technically, skillfully, demanding. So I think when you play longer formats, someone like a Shubman Gill should be part of the T20 format. That's because of his skill. But even if he isn't, I don't think I'm complaining in the sense of the player. Saima
Hankana Varapu, 6396. I think you make a good point. The reason why they will find it difficult to play Kuldeep is that they need a bowling all-rounder who can contribute at 8. Harshit returns, probably Kuldeep can play. I think Hardik returns, Kuldeep can play. The moment you have Hardik in that side,
because
the kind of balance. Harshit is not that good with the bat. The moment you have somebody like a Hardik who will lend that extra balance,
correct.
You allow Kuldeep to come into that side, because Hardik is as good with the bat as with the ball. So you don't have to say he's part-time. He's like Washington Sundar or like that, for that matter, Shivam Dubey. No, he's a genuine batter and a genuine bowler. So the moment Hardik comes,
exactly, he's a proper all-rounder.
Correct.
These people are batting all-rounders, bowling all-rounders. None of them are like proper all-rounder, which is what is needed. I think Seema is perfectly correct.
so I think Hardik's point is a good one. Correct, well said. Tell us about Washi. We've taken that. Injury and Shubman Gill, Tania Sultana, never-ending love story. International sport and injuries are
International
never.
sport, yeah.
I'll tell you what happened to Tendulkar.
Don't talk about international sport. I haven't.
Yeah,
even
look at
played.
this. Look at this. She's not showing middle finger. Don't worry.
No, my fingers are taped. I can't draw.
Trisha will say that Lords is my favorite cricket ground. Ask her why. She's watched the test match and she has almost donated her finger to the Lords door.
You know what Kranti asked me the moment she saw me? She's like, "Didi, आप बॉल कर रहे थे क्या?" I said नहीं. Fielding किया कहीं? I said नहीं. फिर आपको चोट कैसे लगा? So I told her what happened. दीदी, ऐसे चोट लगा लोगे तो हम क्या करेंगे?
So the Lord's door in the press box literally hit Trisha's. It slammed. It was bad.
Oh my God.
I remember she was in tears. It was that bad. Literally in tears. Okay. Boria sir, will Gill animation adventures? Will Gill play the next game? Too early. Too early to kind of give you a confirmation or a non-confirmation if you ask
But
me.
end of the day, if it's cramps, I think he will. But if it's an injury, then of course.
It didn't look an injury, but that's why I'm saying I don't want to jump the gun. Let's wait for the press conference. Let's wait for an update from Moleen Parekh and the Indian team management, and we will give you the Gill update ASAP. I've asked Rohit Julan and Amit
Somebody is saying Gill is okay for next match. Big to say. But how do you know?
No. He's making a comment.
Oh, okay.
I think he's making a comment. Bittu Singh, has it been said on commentary? Has it been said anywhere that Gill is okay? I mean, has anything like that been said? Ask Amit Shah. He's there in the press conference. Thank God we are not lost today. No, what does that mean? You mean we've won? Just asking, does Dhoni own a house in the UK? I think whether Dhoni owns a house, I don't know, but there is every reason to believe he can, because he has that much money to own a house in every major city in the world. So, but whether he owns a house in Birmingham, maybe not. But he was
If he has to buy a house, wouldn't he buy it in London?
He would buy it in London, not Birmingham. I'll give you a real estate stat. That day, this friend of mine and I were chatting. In London, a studio apartment costs about 200,000 in decent areas. In Birmingham, a 3.5 or 4 bedroom place costs 220,000. That's the difference. Studio versus a 4 bedroom. That's the real estate price difference between London and Birmingham. So no debate, no question there. I saw Gill walking down, so I don't think there's any injury. It's just a cramp. We felt that from the.
Where did you see?
Must be at the end, walking down the thing. It felt it was a.
Yeah, I thought what he did was, so basically this was my understanding, that Gill was having cramps and he walked off because he didn't want the cramp to turn into an injury.
Yeah, and at that point in time, at 160 for 2, he thought the game was done.
Yeah.
Because Shreyas Iyer was still there.
Yes.
KL Rahul was still there. He didn't know KL Rahul would get out cheap. So there was every reason for him to believe the game was sealed.
Yeah.
It's less than 100 runs with 6, 7, 8 wickets there, out of which 5 are batters. There was no reason for Gill to push at all.
Yeah.
So he could walk off. Any update on Gill injury, Aditi? Yes, it's the same story. That's what we are saying. Neither of us believe that it's a serious issue. I think it's pure cramps. He should be available for Cardiff, but let's not jump the gun. We will tell you at the end of the press conference. Okay, let how Jofra trapped Kohli was a piece of genius. Jofra is a great bowler.
Yeah. Unfortunately, he does have a separate love story with injuries as well.
Jofra, yeah. I mean, but Jofra and Bumrah are perhaps the 2 best bowlers, maybe along with Hazelwood.
Because to bowl at that pace, and see, Hazelwood, yes, he bowls at that pace, of course, but Hazelwood needs conditions, exactly. But with Jofra and Bumrah, I mean,
any condition. And let's decode the match. We kind of talked a little bit about our batting, but talk a little bit about Bumrah.
Yeah.
First match coming in, Shomik Chakraborty, I think, wrote in our group that India without Bumrah is like Argentina without Maradona.
Wow. Possible,
because,
yeah.
Because that man's impact with the ball and even mentally.
And look, think of this: the way Bumrah bowled, suddenly Prasidh Krishna also started bowling like that. And I have not seen Prasidh Krishna bowl like this. It just comes from it. And
only person who believed Prasidh could do it is not Prasidh himself, but Bharat Ramraj. No one else could believe that Prasidh can do it. Trust me.
Agreed. In fact, we call this is an inside thing, but we call Prasidh Krishna as Bharat Ramraj.
Bharat Ramraj is Prasidh Krishna's biggest backer in the world.
Yeah.
Prasidh also doesn't know this. Prasidh will doubt himself, but Bharat won't. But he was genuinely good today.
Oh yeah, he was genuinely good, and that is why I said I feel that bowlers like Bumrah just up everyone's, especially in the bowling team. This does happen. I know as a bowler myself that when a very good bowler is bowling, you suddenly feel that confidence that what, I'm seeing this is happening. Let's do this.
Also, when you are talking about Bumrah, let's also talk about the captaincy change when he got Bumrah back. Shubman Gill against Harry.
Brilliant.
That's leadership, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Shubman Gill getting Bumrah back. Moment Root and Harry Brook and Bumrah gets.
And I remember because he was telling me Gill brought Bumrah for Brook. Next ball Brook goes.
And see, that's what it is about. Leadership is that, right? I mean, that instinct. Had Bumrah gone for runs, you would have said, what a silly move.
Yeah.
But that's what leadership is all about. And England got to 258. I completely think that was 32 many.
Yeah.
108 for 6. England should never have been allowed to get to 258. One, Kuldeep Yadav's absence.
Yeah.
And number two, that Shivam Dube dropped catch. Joe Root. Dube's fielding, whatever you tell me.
Today morning also we were talking about that.
You can't drop that. That run out chance that was even the way he reacted was at least a second slower compared to somebody else's reaction. So Shivam somehow needs to get better there, because you can't drop catches like that. Because of Joe Root, England got to 258.
Absolutely. And in fielding, I have always said this, if you're watching live, that fielding is about how much you want the ball to come to you. His reactions kind of tell me that he himself knows that I'm not a great fielder and he's scared of the ball coming to him. That's one more reason he reacts a little late, because he's like, should I go to the ball or the ball will naturally come to me and all I need to do is just stop it? That is where run out chances and all, he ends up missing them.
Yeah, and it didn't he should have caught it. It was here.
Yeah.
It was not the most powerful shot. It came at a very catchable height. Return catch, take that. Somebody says we need to whitewash England.
We need to
whitewash England in ODIs. Anand, Abhishek, Sinha, Boria, is the news regarding Ryan Tendishkar true? Who is in line for replacement? Too early.
Yeah.
Too early. Gautam hasn't cleared it, is what the news was. And is being linked with an IPL team. Whether or not there's talk about Moni Mokkal, about T. Dilip, but from what we've heard, Rohit Juglan was saying Dilip is going nowhere. As far as Ryan is concerned, too early to confirm who's the replacement. All of these are speculations.
Even Gigi hasn't accepted or approved it.
Yeah, not yet. So too early to say that. So we've answered that one. What will be the situation of England without Joe Root? This batting looks fragile.
This is absolutely fragile. And that's why 258 was not what they should have reached. So
they miss someone like Brydon Cass or Mark Wood. But they've got Gus Atkinson.
They have got Gus Atkinson. I thought they should have placed Gus Atkinson.
I thought they read it wrong.
Do you think they read it wrong, or it had got something to do with that controversy? Or he has played after the
he's there in the team. They read it wrong because they went with Liam. Say something?
Okay.
They got Liam Dawson and Adil Rashid.
Yeah.
I don't think two spinners were needed on this wicket.
Yeah.
And England read it wrong. Adil Rashid also, one has to understand, in this particular T20 series, hasn't been the same Adil Rashid. So India has got a measure of Rashid. And I thought England read it wrong. You had a Bethel to do the left arm spin. Yes, you can say that Liam Dawson scored runs. But Adil Rashid was a relative weak link in that attack. Will Jacks was doing the job with so many left-handers.
That's exactly what I thought. Will Jacks was there. You did not need a Adil Rashid, maybe.
Is the news regarding Tendish Carter? What is the situation? There is someone like Brydon Cast. I don't actually buy that. I don't buy that Brydon Cast happened. Let me ask you this. You know, when I watch this, in the T20 side, England knows what to do, and it's actual aggression. They had a template against the Indian batters. They kept bowling that, you know, that
8 to 10 meter length.
8 to 10 meter length shot. They were pushing the Indians. Here, the moment Shubman Gill mastered it, the bowling looked listless to me. I don't think England has mastered the 50-over format yet.
Yes, because Buryada, I think the moment it is the longer format, they suddenly feel like Test cricket. They have to just keep bowling that one line. But in ODIs, batters will hit you in those very lines. Did you see any variations in pace? Did you see when Gill was going absolutely, you know, there was only Jofra who tried Yorkers. Other than Jofra, there was no variation in pace. There was no bouncers. There was nothing. No slower balls. The only thing they were bowling is coming, and they were just trying to hit the. In fact, I don't think they were bowling the correct length as well. They were not short of good length. Today, they were either good or even, you know, up to the bat. So I think, do you think also that England somewhere in the longest format, England is completely a shaken up unit?
I agree, because Brendon McCullum has mastered the T20 format brilliantly well. But has he mastered the red ball? No, obviously that's why his job went. Has he mastered 50 overs? By his own admission, no. Yesterday, if you attended his press conference, you would have understood that this guy is quite vulnerable, and he was open enough to accept that vulnerability, that in the 50-over format, I have not been able to do the job yet. So that was Brendon McCullum's problem with the 50-over format. I was expecting this.
But can I ask you a very different? Okay.
Fitbunk is, are you concerned with Rohit's form? Looks like he might miss the flight to the World Cup.
One match? No, I'm not that concerned, honestly, because I don't think this one match is going to decide his flight to 2027 World Cup. Maybe if the other two matches also go this way, then we might pretty much. I mean, even before us, he will know it. To be honest,
I said it at the start of the show. If you watched Bethel and if you watched Ben Duckett, 20 times they were beaten against Bumrah and the pace of Bumrah and the guile of Bumrah, even Prasidh Krishna. Multiple times they survived.
Even Gurnur, first 2 overs he considered 26. But against the first, two bowlers, 10, 12, 15 occasions in the first 6-7 overs, England could have been down. Now they survived that. As far as Rohit is concerned, in the first 7, he played off Archer and Town. And just when he made that boundary and got those 2 runs, and he somewhat looked to me that he's getting in, he came out against Sam Curran to play a release shot. Because for whatever reason, I thought he felt this was his chance to counter-attack. I thought it was a tad early. No debate that was a wrong shot. No debate that was a poor shot. But does that mean that Rohit will miss the flight to the World Cup or he's not good enough anymore? I think that's jumping the gun a tad too early. From the effort that I've seen of Rohit Sharma in the nets in the last 2 days, his fielding drills, his batting drills, his ability to stroke the ball in the nets against the quality the bowlers that were up against him, I actually think it's a tad too early. Having said that, I understand where you're coming from, because a Yashasvi Jaiswal is sitting out. And with that quality, somebody has got 200s in the last 3 games, 50-over matches that Yashasvi Jaiswal has played. So for someone of that talent to sit out, there will be pressure on Rohit Sharma. And Ishan Kishan is also sitting out.
Where can I find like a taxi around here?
Yeah, the road is still closed. What you can do is go the other side. Okay. Go to the other side at Aldi and try and order an Uber.
Okay,
just opposite Aldi, there is the Ashes Road. That is where you'll get.
Okay, don't you think sending Washi ahead of
Kale.
a blunder genuinely costed us Sreyash and Kale's wicket?
Sending Washi ahead of Kale? Yeah, I was very confused. Why would you do that? And this is one thing that Buria said is Rahul Dravid next England red ball hit kuch ye kab ho gaya bhai?
No, I don't think he's even in the shortlist. I think a couple of Lawrence
Did
Smith
he
has done
apply?
a story. No, I think Andy Flower is still heading it. Couple of New
Ooh, Andy
Australians.
Flower will be a very
Andy Flower is
interesting,
in,
I would say.
but then he's asking for IPL leeway. That I will want to keep my IPL.
Yeah, of course he would want to do back-to-back
Lots of money.
trophies
No, plus lots
and
of
money. Yes.
So if they allow Andy Flower, but the funny part is, so you will in May next year, England is playing Bangladesh.
Yeah.
So Andy Flower will give up Test match duty and coach IPL team
How is that even possible?
when England is playing Test cricket.
Yeah.
So that's something that one has to. But I think a couple of Australians, a couple of English, and a couple of New Zealanders are in line. But I've not heard so far. At least I've not heard about Rahul Dravid. Kohli expected another bouncer and was trapped with a full ball.
I don't think he expected a bouncer. I just think Kohli's movement was straight up. He went a lot across, and once he went across, because he was playing the sixth ball of his innings, his leg just did not. He couldn't react to the ball as fast as he should have.
Why am I hesitant to talk about Rohit and Virat Kohli blunder? I've
Who
said
is
a million times, Anand, that Rohit's shot was a poor one. I don't think Virat's shot was poor.
Why is he? But
Yeah.
he's saying from the beginning that
I'm
Rohit's
saying
shot is-
Rohit's shot was poor. What I'm
Alright.
saying is, I'm making it clear, I don't think that one shot should be taken as Rohit will miss the flight to the 2027 World Cup. It is as ridiculously naive and foolish to say that, but I'm not once defending the shot, saying it very openly it was a bad shot.
No, but my question is, what do you want him to say? Like, he is not a fan. First of all, you guys have to understand that we are fans of different people, maybe in personal life. But when we are coming and doing a show, we are not fans, we are journalists. So we'll call out. In fact, I had this.
We have.
Let me tell you something. I had this chat with Jimmy. I was talking to her,
Good.
and I was telling her, we were talking about cricket. In between, I told her that, look, I will write what I have to write about you. And she said, I completely agree with you, and I have seen you criticize me. I have seen you call me out on my bad shot, and that is your job. I said, exactly, calling a spade is my job.
100%.
And that's what he is doing. From the beginning, we are saying that today Rohit looked okay, somebody who was settling in, but at the end of the day, he tried to play a relief shot against Sam Curran, which was absolutely not required at that point. He even said the timing of the shot was wrong. What else do you want him to say? That, okay, from next time drop Rohit. He's not a fan. He's on Twitter, but he's not a Twitter fan that he's going to write this.
I mean,
Or say this.
and it's silly because, by the way, these two play one format.
Yeah.
So what happens is the moment there is one failure, it kind of gets amplified. Because it's like, one failure, look at this, 2 more matches, should they be out? No. The team knows, Shubman Gill knows. That's why he said in the press conference, I was debating and discussing with Virat about combination for South Africa. Rohit Sharma, the amount of effort he's putting in after one failure, so we want us to say no. I understand Jaiswal sitting out. I do. I absolutely empathize with Jaiswal. But that doesn't mean Rohit Sharma goes out. No, he doesn't. He absolutely doesn't. Is Gill hitting his peak? Still is yet to come. Again,
His best is yet to come, I would say. I mean,
but England and Gill are in there now.
It's a different love story,
It's a different, especially this stage.
It's something like Churney and England, just Churney, Kranti and England. They have truckloads of wicket in England, and then suddenly they look very different bowlers. Not Churney, especially someone like Kranti. But happens, certain things suit certain players, and I think that's the beauty of the game. It is played everywhere. Whether Gill has hit his peak or not, that is the test, right? If he can take this form around the globe.
Yeah, and he has shown me glimpses today of excellent captaincy. He got Bumrah right time. I thought he let the game drift a bit when that Akshar Patel and Shivam Dube were bowling. Maybe he could have tried to be a bit more aggressive against Liam Dawson. But then again, he got Bumrah back for
But I
two
think
1
he
over
did not
spells.
have sufficient bowlers.
Options. That's why I thought he could have played Kuldeep Yadav.
Yeah.
Kuldeep Yadav could have been his thing. I think we should end the show on
Yeah,
this
let's
note
do
that
it.
it's been a good performance by India. Like you call out bad days, give them the due on good days. This was a good day. After so many losses, to overcome that win, despite Shubman Gill walking out at 80 and
Yeah.
losing 2 quick wickets, a good partnership between Aksar and Washington Sundar. It was a good performance by India. And with one more win in Cardiff, we will win this series in
Yeah.
a format that now matters for the next 14 months. So let us celebrate that. 2 good days. Yesterday, the historic win at Lord's. Today, this Birmingham thing. 2 good days after a relatively poor month when
Oh, yes. Oh, my God.
Women's World Cup was horrible. And then the Ireland loss and all of those losses. So finally, 2 good days in Indian cricket. Enjoy that. Let's not be unnecessarily critical and say end of Rohit Sharma and end of whatever. Nothing like that is happening. Any closing comments or let's finish it?
No, I mean, just.
Okay, breaking news. Shubman Gill is fine. Shubman Gill is fine is what we are getting from the Indian management. So let's break that. Shubman Gill is fine is what we are getting from the Indian management, from sources.
So it was
inside.
cramps, as
So
we
it
were
was
saying.
cramps, as we were saying. So I don't think there is a problem. Good timing.
Absolutely.
This is good timing. At the end of the show, we can break this news for you that the captain of India should be good for Cardiff. Now that's great news because he lit up Birmingham. He is fine. It was cramps on that note. Let's finish.
Absolutely. So after Edgbaston, it's time for Shubman Gill probably to lit up Sophia Gardens as well. We'll meet you guys again. Tomorrow there's live. So Rohit and I will be live 5 p.m. tomorrow. Before that, we have special shows. So do keep watching Rev Sports. And 2 दिन यार enjoy कर लो. कल India women जीते, आज India men जीते. Cricket में at least तो हम फिलहाल 2 दिन celebrate कर लेते हैं. So have a good night and do keep joining Rev Sports. Like, share and subscribe.